Hello everybody, I'm the Italian Hillbilly. Today what we're going to do, instead of using I'm going to make a sauce, but instead of using meatballs, I'm going to use a ricotta and make a ricotta cheese ball. Now this is always nice during Lent or during the time, you know, on Friday, Good Friday, Fridays when you can't eat meat, or vegetarians, vegans, whoever. This is a nice dish for you. So what we're going to start out with is 15 ounces of ricotta cheese. With that, I'm going to add 1 egg. And of course, when you handle eggs, wash your hands. Now what I'm going to do is add about 1, 2, about 6 tablespoons of any kind of grated cheese you want. I use pecorino, you know that. My secret is anise seed. I love the smell of it, and it flavors my food. I use about a tablespoon of that. Then I'll use about 2 tablespoons of dried parsley. I use about half a teaspoon of oregano. Not too much, just a half teaspoon. And then a half teaspoon of basil. You want about 2 tablespoons of garlic powder. Make it 1 tablespoon. 1 tablespoon is good. And a teaspoon of salt, or not salt, sorry. Onion powder. A teaspoon of onion powder. And then, since it's got the grated cheese in there, I'm going to use just sparingly. Once it's almost ready, I'm going to use salt and pepper to it. About 1 cup of breadcrumbs. I use the unseasoned so I can season it myself. You can get the Italian seasoning if you want. Now I'm going to put just a touch of salt and pepper in it. Like I said, not a lot because you've got the cheese in there. And the cheese is salty enough. Okay. Once this is all done, you stir it all up good. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to scoop them onto a plate and then roll them. Now when it's time to be rolled, I'll come back to you. I don't want you to just sit there and wait while I do all these right now. And I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, after I roll them, or I'm going to start rolling them after I portion them out. I roll them. Remember how I taught you? You do it real firm and then bring it out into a light circle, and then they turn out perfect actually. So go in and then slowly move out. And I'm going to use a little bit of breadcrumbs because I'm going to fry these for a couple minutes. Not even a couple minutes because I don't want them to burn or fall apart. And I'm gonna start this and I'll let you know how they turn out, and we'll put them in the fryer when I get back. Okay, I got them all rolled, I got them all breaded. Here's what they look like. And I'm gonna stick them in the deep fryer. Like I said, don't leave them in there too long. They will fall apart if you don't watch them. This is something you're gonna have to watch. They should hold together pretty good because of the egg in there and the breadcrumbs. But you still gotta make sure. Oh, I wish you could smell this. It smells amazing. Here's how they look, lightly browned. And I'll be back shortly and we're gonna start our sauce. Hello, I'm the Italian Hillbilly again, and we're gonna continue with our sauce. What I did is I put 2 cans, 29-ounce cans of puree. I'm using my pressure cooker today. It only takes an hour. You can cook it on the stove, on a pot. It takes 2 to 3 hours, maybe, if that, you know. So I'm doing this quick, and what I do is I make a big pot of it. So after dinner tonight, the rest is gonna be frozen. And that way I've got enough for a quick meal if I decide I've got something to do or have to go somewhere, it's ready. I put 2 cans of tomato paste in there. Also, those big cans I showed you, 29 ounce, I filled them with water. You don't want to waste the rest of the sauce in there. Fill them both up with water and pour the water in there. And then 2 cans, 6 ounces of Campbell's tomato juice. Now this I use not for flavoring or anything, but it makes everything stick to pasta and everything. It works out really well. So that's 2 cans of puree, 2 cans of tomato juice, and 2 6-ounce cans of tomato paste. With that, I'm gonna put 3 bay leaves in there. I'm gonna put 1.5 cups of Burgundy wine. I always use Burgundy. You can use whatever wine you want. But if you use a sweet wine, you can eliminate the sugar. I put 3 teaspoons of sugar in there. And then here is 1 tablespoon of beef bouillon, 1 tablespoon of chicken. Now, I'm not a vegetarian, and it's not Lenten season, so I don't cook, you know, unless I got somebody coming over who's a vegetarian. Then I'll cook sauce separately. Chicken bouillon, 3 teaspoons of sugar, like I mentioned, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, 2 teaspoons of salt, or to taste. That's 2 tablespoons, sorry, 2 tablespoons, but taste it before you put it on, or as you're going. 2 tablespoons of salt, 1 tablespoon of ground red pepper. Unless you like it really spicy, you put more in. 1 tablespoon of onion powder. You can use real onion if you want to grill it and all that. I'm out of onion, so I'm using onion powder. A teaspoon or a tablespoon of basil, a tablespoon of oregano, a 1/4 teaspoon of celery salt, and 2 tablespoons of garlic. So I've got that all in here. And I'm gonna stir it all up. I'm gonna add the 1 cup of cheese. I'm gonna stir all that up. Now after this, you'll get about 12 pints of sauce to freeze, or 1/2 pints. And then what I do is I just drizzle some olive oil over the top. That's it. I'm going to add my stuff to it and I'm going to cook it. And I'll be back once it's done. Okay, I'm back. Now after about an hour, I've got these all cooked up. And I'm going to put them right here. Let them cool off, and then I'm going to bag them up and freeze them. You don't want to crowd them up until they get firm. They're hot right now. But once they get firm, you can do whatever you want. Get the bay leaves out as I'm doing this. Okay, so I made 11 altogether. I'm going to try one now, and I'll let you know how it tastes. They look amazing, but I'm going to break it up and show you what it looks like in the middle. A little hot, but very, very good. You should try this. This is really good, especially if you don't like meat too much. Also, what I'm going to do with the rest of the sauce, I buy these little 8-ounce container on Amazon. And I get like about 12, 15 depending. And they go in the freezer. So they're 1-serving containers. If 2 people want them, you get 2 of them out and defrost it. Other than that, you have a good day.